I would even phrase it as like, a lot of times we take you failed and we apply it as you are a failure. As opposed, like, because, so, like, technically we did fail to hit our deadline, right?
Yeah.
But we ourselves are not failures. And I think a lot of times shame creeps in a way that's, like, very subtle that you don't recognize of like, oh,
Yeah.
I launched my book and 3 people read it and they're all related to me. I am a failure. And it's like, no, you're not a failure. It's a slow start and that's okay. And even if it doesn't get big, like, that's not the end of the world. But you yourself are not that failure. All right. Hey guys, welcome to the Untitled Working Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren.
And I'm Darcy.
And today we are talking about the wonderful, awful, dreaded deadline.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty fair, actually.
As a writer, you loathe them. As a reader, you love them.
Yeah, exactly. Why do we love them as readers, Darcy?
Because we get the stuff.
Yeah, we get to read something finally. We've been
Yes.
teasing it for so long. But unfortunately, we're going to talk about the highs and the lows of a deadline and dive into all of that fun stuff. But first, what is your work in progress, Darcy?
My work in progress, since it is officially November, is now the Unholy Vows novel.
Woo! And everyone went, finally!
Finally.
Like, what's the deadline for that? I want to read it. Okay. Darcy just gave me the saddest face ever. The deadline is 2026, TBD.
It is, yes.
Yeah, so don't hold your breath for
Possibly.
2025.
Yeah. Definitely, please don't hold your breath for 2025 on the Unholy Vows novel.
That's not happening.
No. But hopefully early 2026. Not just January, but like hopefully early 2026.
Yeah. No, we'll give you an actual official release date down the road when we get a little bit closer. But this for the novel, we want to take our time, make sure it's really good. The novella has been a fun blitz to participate in.
Don't sound too excited.
I don't think I ever realized how hard a novella could be from like a story structure standpoint of like I feel like we're just blitzing through it from like the story, but also at the same time I'm like, that's dead space gone. Like just gotta keep it moving. So
maybe in the future we could do an episode on novella structuring and stuff, because that would be helpful, I think, because we both were like, what am I doing?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are you currently working on, my friend?
Ooh, a great question. Helping with Unholy Vows, the novel, from an outlining perspective, but that's it. And then working on Unholy Vows, the script. But I would want to participate in Nano. Darcy's excited. And so even though it's not officially happening, I think the spirit of it is still happening, or at least I will carry the spirit of it, having never fully participated in it before. And I'm probably going to be working on like A Catty Christmas, or there's a couple other things I've got in the back burner, but the focus is Unholy Vows until Darcy needs me. So it's kind of got some space in there. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey,
so
it's still something. That script's going to be real important. So
yeah, no, for real. But the script will be really nice to work on. But one thing I think I've learned is that I've also missed novel writing. Like with helping you with the novella, I've learned that I've missed novel writing because like there was one day I sat down and I think I knocked out like 3,000 words in 2 hours, which is very unimpressive compared to you. But I was like, yeah, I did it. I got him. I got him. I
that
did
was
the words.
awesome. That was that the spoilers Bible study chapter?
Yes, the Bible study chapter, and I think it was the first. It was supposed to be the first page and a quarter of one of the other chapters, the journal chapter.
That turned into
ended
4
up
pages.
being 4 pages instead of 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was all of that. So it was flowing really well, and I just was having fun. So yeah. I definitely want to get back into novel writing for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then I mean, since you don't have to focus too hard on the script until like there's a little bit more like leniency in the novel, you got all of November to focus on it.
That reminds me. I mean, okay, so yes, I am participating in Nano. Gosh, oh no, I'm about to just stack myself here, and somebody needs to remind me
You
that
always stack your. You're working on like 5 projects at one time, always.
Yeah, not bad. I just realized I also need to finish the verticals for the vertical series. I need to finish the vertical scripts.
Oh, that is a thing that we're doing.
I got sidelined with jumping in on the novella. That's my bad. Okay. Yes.
Well,
so I will be writing the outline for Unholy Vows with Darcy and editing that and writing the script and writing the vertical scripts and maybe, if I have time, doing a novel. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
We will find out. So,
well, I still think you should count, even though it's National Novel Writing Month. I still think you should count like all of your script writing and stuff for your word count, because that's still writing. So
it is, and I think we'll dive into it. We'll do a whole Nano episode later in November, just to kind of check in, recap, see how things are going. But as just a piece of encouraging, like, I don't know, just encouragement in general. Like for Nano, like if you're going to participate in like the spirit of it, don't feel like you need to like make it something really, really, really specific. Honestly, just show up. Be consistent and show up for 20 minutes. Set a 20-minute timer on your phone in the morning or the evening or on your lunch break and write and show up that way. And who cares how many words you write? The more consistent you are, the more likely you are to actually like do it. So.
Yeah, which is, I mean, literally the whole point of Nano is just it's supposed to be building that habit of consistency. Yeah. So like, don't stress yourself out about word counts and deadlines specifically when it comes to Nano.
Oh boy. Here we go on the deadline.
Speaking of.
Good segue.
As you all have probably noticed, we have said in past episodes that the novella would be released on October 31st. It did not come out on October 31st, but by the time this is airing, it will either be uploaded or in the process of being uploaded for purchase.
And the reason we say process is because we recently learned that on KDP, which is where we're going to be releasing it, it actually takes like 72 hours for it to fully upload and be available. So, it does take a minute. So by the time we have gotten to uploading it, we have already missed our deadline.
We were literally meeting up today and we're like, okay, so we got to get this done today so it can be released. And then Lauren was like, actually, even if it's done today, it's not going to be released on the day.
Yeah. So, deadlines, those are really important, and what makes a good deadline is probably more important.
Yes.
So Darcy, what would you say makes a good deadline?
Knowing your process, like truly, like I think knowing how you write, and if you're writing with somebody else, knowing how they write, and then making sure it's feasible. Like, don't give yourself an unrealistic deadline. I think that's really, in my opinion, what makes the best deadline is don't give yourself an unrealistic deadline, or else you're going to be screaming, crying, and throwing up.
Drinking a ton of coffee and not sleeping. And
yeah.
All the fun stuff. And I will add to that of, like, what makes a good deadline. Like Darcy said, processes are more important than deadlines or goals. If you are wanting to be a long-term writer, whether that's a career writer or a hobby writer, like consistently showing up is important. But also it's knowing what you can accomplish within that consistency that is the value. So for us, we set a goal that was totally doable within our skill set, our time constraints, all of that stuff. What happened was halfway through our time frame, halfway through our process, we realized that we didn't understand the format and the structure of a novella as well as we needed to. And so we started doing some digging just from a story standpoint. And so we started doing some digging. We realized what the parameters were a lot better. We started to talk through and tighten things up. And we sat down and we outlined the novella so that Darcy could go through in her fun pensing style and we could have some an idea of where it was going, because it is a specific word count and page count that you do need to hit in order to qualify as a novella before you end up in a novelette or a novel. And we were trying to hit that novella standpoint. But what we did not do when we basically soft reset.
soft reset, she
Yeah.
says, we had 23,000 words written and then went, well, actually, and had to start from zero.
Well, we pulled some of it, not all of it, but we pulled some of it.
Maybe 3,000 of it.
No, we got more than that. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it was technically a soft reset, but it was a hard reset word count wise.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, part of the problem was that it wasn't tight enough. We were world building and character building way too much. And if anyone has ever done a novella, you know that like you kind of need to get to the point a little bit faster. Like there's ways that you can like layer in world building and character development, but like you gotta get to the point.
It's a fast train, not a bus.
We're not going on a scenic tour. We
Yeah.
are getting where we need to go. While still having fun. Like, I will say, like, there's been a lot. Like, when I wrote 3,000 words the other day, I was having so much fun with it. And I was like,
Yeah.
cut out anything that's not moving this thing forward. Like, keep it moving. Like, add some drama. Like, here we go.
Yeah.
So that was, like, a ton of fun. But what we didn't do that we should have done was also moved our timeline back a little bit because we had lost all that time up front and were having to do a soft reset. So I would say that's part of what makes a good deadline, or when you need to change a deadline, is to be honest about what you can accomplish within your constraints, whether that's as a parent, whether that's as a student, whether that's as a you're working, or all of the above. Like that's kind of part of what makes a good deadline, is that you've taken into consideration those things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think we unfortunately didn't think about that when we hit the reset button.
Yeah.
Because so realistically, to keep things fully transparent, we gave ourselves a month to write the novella, have it edited, have it put out. We gave ourselves 4 weeks. And we would have been done in those 4 weeks because, especially word count wise, because I had already written 23,000 words in 2 weeks. And that would have put us, I mean, we would have been like, the editing process would have been a little bit more condensed, but it still would have put us at a doability for the deadline.
Well, and I'd already started editing all those chapters too. So we
And we also didn't do the research that we should have done on KDP on that, because that threw off our deadline as well, simply because of how long it takes to upload the book format and everything like that.
I had an inkling on it though. I thought it was going to take, I didn't think 72 hours, but I definitely was like, oh, it's going to be like some 24-hour, 48-hour thing in here that just like totally trips us.
I didn't even think about it at all. I just figured, we formatted it, we uploaded it, they'd just be like, boom, there you go.
Yeah, I think I have enough skepticism of the systems of the world at this point to be like, nah, there's always going to be something.
Fair enough.
It's always going to be something that tries to throw us off. But, yeah. So, I don't know.
I think the biggest thing, right? So, something that we really want to kind of like pinpoint and nail home with it is that like deadlines are important. They help you get where you're going. They help you stop dragging it out if you get stuck and you're like, oh, I'm dragging this out. They can give you motivation. I mean, some people I know don't do well with deadlines because it stresses them out too much. Totally valid. But coming from a standpoint of, if you need a deadline, they're super important, they're super valid. Always strive to hit your deadline. But you have to be willing, if you hit hiccups in the road, to look at that deadline and be like, actually, we have to change this. It's not doable anymore. At this point, it's going to put me and my health at risk because I'm going to be stressing myself out. I'm not going to be sleeping. I'm not going to be doing what I need to do. And the product I'm going to put out isn't going to be good. It could be better. So
I think
just stress like, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, it's just stressing like deadlines are so important, but having them placed properly within your process is what's the most important.
Yeah, and I think that's what I would focus on too, is because like I don't want people to feel like a deadline is the end all be all, but I also don't want a deadline to be a crutch of like a moving goalpost where I can just move it if I need to and feel like still be like, oh, I'm still hitting my deadline. It's because it's like at some point it's no longer a deadline. Like I know it's like not the most like, I don't know, like nicey socially thing to say, but
No,
like
but that's true.
it's true. Like if you move a deadline too much, then no, it's not a deadline anymore. But I do think that it's about being like, again, like you said, like being honest, being like, this hiccup has hit. Did I buffer for it? Because I think that also goes into a good deadline. Did I give room for a buffer? Like in our original deadline, we were supposed to be done with everything about a week before it went live, which was in my mind buffering for any random KDP shenanigans that happened. But because we didn't adjust our deadline when we realized we were doing that reset, we didn't have that buffer. Like I ate through that entire buffer and then some, and now we just don't have it. And so it's like, I think it also depends on like, what do you want? Like, are you wanting to be a professional writer? Is there a reason why are you wanting to hit this deadline? I think for us, we were wanting to hit this deadline because we wanted to enter Nano fully embracing Unholy Vows. And I think the reason
and the timing
yeah,
for like the
yeah,
story itself too. We wanted it to fall within the same story timing.
Yeah, because what's in the story that like happens around this time, Darcy?
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for those scenes.
Yeah, me too. I think it'll be really good.
It's gonna be super, super fun.
And then I had something that I was gonna say. Oh, trad publishing too. You will have deadlines, and you will have to hit those deadlines.
Yeah.
Or you'll take a hit, I think, to pay. I don't. Obviously, we don't know fully how trad publishing works, but I do
Not
know
yet.
I do know at least it used to. Because when I researched it, like way back when, yeah, you would get because you're cutting into the paychecks of the people that you're paying. If you don't have your formatting done, you don't have your story ready.
Yeah.
And within trad publishing, there's tighter deadlines because if you have like a movie deal or something that's being worked, this book has to be out for a certain amount of time before they can start filming because they need to make sure the book's going to do good. So like indie publishing, you have a little bit of more freedom with your deadlines. But you should still strive to always hit them because if you ever did decide you wanted a book deal, you have those tighter deadlines and you have to hit them.
Yeah, it's flexing the muscle of writing in a way that's just, it's just different from like a hobby, from hobby to professionalism. And there's an element of professionalism you think about if you go to work, if you work for somebody versus you're an entrepreneur, like you have a time you are supposed to show up. And if you do not show up and you do that consistently enough, you will not have that job anymore. And it's like, I mean, that's kind of like how it works for writing, is that you're flexing that muscle of, I need to hit this deadline. I need to write. I need to get this out. And again, it's, be okay with it being bad to start. Just get into the habit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think too, like a lot of the times, depending on the way you're going about your career as a writer as well, once you're more established, you can have more drawn out deadlines for books. The releases can take longer. Take like Game of Thrones, for example. That last book still hasn't come out, even though the show ended, and those books have been for years. I think it's been like years of people waiting for this last book. But I think it's George R. Martin, the writer of it. He's so well established within his career as a writer that like, yes, people are upset that it's taking so long, but once he publishes it, once it's out, it's still going to get picked up. But the counter of that, if you're starting out and you're new and you want to put your name out there, you can't take 6 years to write a book. You can, but you have to start all over every single time. So giving yourselves deadlines of like, okay, so I'm writing a 3-part series. It's 3 books. It's a trilogy. And giving yourself a deadline of either I'm going to release 1 book a year, or I'm going to release 2 books in 1 year, and then the next book next year. Those deadlines are going to be so important because of the momentum that you're building for yourself to establish the career.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think that's why we're trying to like be specific of like professional authors, of like it is a job, not to take the joy away from it at all, but there are like elements of business, like when you run a business or you're part of a business, that you need to be able to like show up for. Fully. And so there's just that element. So for deadlines, I think knowing your constraints, knowing your ability, And then also maybe even just building it around, like, if you're just starting out, building it around your process of being like, I don't need to have a deadline for this book. Maybe this is your debut novel. Maybe you're just getting your trilogy set up and going, and being like, my deadline is going to be in 3 months and 90 days. I'm going to check back in and see how showing up consistently in X, Y, or Z way has, like, what progress I've made. And use that as like a data point, as a metric, to be like, okay, in 90 days, showing up for an hour a day on the weekends or showing up for 20 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, allowed me to get 5 chapters done in 3 months. And then be like, great, that's amazing. Now I know how long it takes me to get 5 chapters done. And I've practiced for 3 months doing the thing. And then you can shift things, you can adjust things, you can say, okay, if that's what it takes, and this is a realistic deadline for getting it out. Because you also have to build in marketing time as well. And we did not really buffer that in or build that into our timeline originally either, is the marketing side.
Yeah, because there's, as one of our guests will say in the future, there possibly...
Oh, they will? What?
Maybe.
Darcy knows things.
let me try again. Let me restart the sentence.
All right.
I lost track of who was coming out next week and who's coming out the week after this one, so I was like confused.
That's okay.
But I fully lost the plot.
No.
What were you saying?
We were talking about knowing you're showing up for the process, getting data points, knowing how long it takes you.
Consistency, right? Consistency is key. Because within writing, of course, you want to make sure you're enjoying it. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? Especially if you're doing it as something, as your passion and not your career. Even your career, you want to enjoy it. But like, if this is just your passion, you don't want to lose the love for it. Yeah, if you're
a passion writer, disregard this episode.
Yeah, fully disregard this episode.
I mean, still listen so we can get the audio view, but no, just kidding. Shameless plug.
But it's important to make sure that you... All right, so I'm a pantser, right? I write as I go. I'm a go with the flow writer. I don't outline. I don't strategically place things. The biggest downfall as somebody who does that is that projects can take me a really, really long time, because I'll take breaks and I'll be like, this is fine. I'll just relax for a little while. And then I'll go 3 weeks without writing. And then I go back and I'm like, where was the story going? And then I have to reread everything and figure out that world again.
Yeah.
Deadlines are an important way to set yourself up to make sure you're showing up.
Yeah. That's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
Deadlines are a good way to set yourself up to make sure you show up.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That should be on a t-shirt.
Merch. Next season.
Deadline edition.
Wait, that sounded like Dateline edition.
Yeah, that was what I was going for.
Oh, okay, good. Can you tell we're tired?
Gosh, guys. I mean, we've been grinding it out for the last like week and a half. So 2 weeks, however long it's been. I don't even know.
Honestly, though, we've probably been grinding it out for the last month, because we were really locked in on that novella.
Yeah.
Also, don't beat yourself up too hard if you don't make a deadline. I think that's super important too. Because like, I know school let's take us way back. I know school kind of set us up to feel like, these deadlines, they're so important, and if you don't meet them, you're a failure because you'd get bad grades or they wouldn't count your grades. Not meeting a deadline doesn't mean that you failed at something. It just means that you need to take a little bit more time to understand yourself as a writer. And I think that's super important, because knowing how you are, who you are as a writer, is going to help translate that story in a much more beautiful way.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off of that, and I don't know if you would even agree with this, Darcy, but just to put an idea or like a thought out there, is that I would even phrase it as like, a lot of times we take "you failed" and we apply it as "you are a failure" as opposed like because so like technically we did fail to hit our deadline, right?
Yeah.
But we ourselves are not failures, and I think a lot of times shame creeps in a way that's like very subtle that you don't recognize. Of like, oh,
Yeah.
I launched my book and 3 people read it and they're all related to me. I am a failure. And it's like, no, you're not a failure. It's a slow start, and that's okay. And even if it doesn't get big, like that's not the end of the world. But you yourself are not that failure.
Yeah.
Right?
You bet on yourself and you did it. You did the thing you set out to do.
Yeah.
And that means you succeeded. Like fully, you published a book. You wanted to publish a book, you published a book, you succeeded.
Yeah, Darcy's about to go buy 12 copies of this book, so if we get anything, Darcy's ready for it.
I'm gonna have so many of my own books, and it's just
all the Christmas presents from Darcy this year are copies of the novella.
actually that's not a bad idea.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so funny. Oh man.
But, yeah, so I know like we're coming on a little strong about deadlines.
It's because we're talking about what we're dealing with. Like you write what you know. Like we're podcasting what we're doing, what we're dealing with, and it's deadlines.
Yeah, and we promised you guys that we'd always be like really transparent in this process because we want you guys to see other people who are doing what you want to do or what you're doing as well, and be like, oh, I'm not alone. Like this is hard.
Sure. You are not alone. Don't worry. Yeah. We're in that same boat with you.
Yeah, it's a lot. You can probably tell how absolutely exhausted we are. But it's been fun too. Like that's one of the big things I think why like neither of us have gotten to the point where we're just like I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
No.
And it's because we've still kept it fun, and we've made sure like as co-writers that we've kept that line of communication open. Because I'm going to be honest. There was a few points this last like week and a half where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm so exhausted. I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And then me and Lauren would hop on a call. That was when we pivoted. When we hit that reset button, I had the entire day leading up to that conversation. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Because even though we weren't as on tight of a deadline at that point, we were still in a month-long deadline, and something wasn't feeling right, which
we've talked about
this problem in the past.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, so something wasn't feeling right. So I was just like, Lauren, we need to get on a call, and we need to talk about this novella, because I have these ideas, but we have these ideas too, and I want to make sure everything is us. Because it's ours. It's not just mine. It's ours. Like, I know the novella was like, I was like, I'll write a novella. I think that's such a good idea. And I know I came up with like the novella aspect of it, but it's our story. And so I was under a lot of pressure with making sure that I was hitting all the key notes and not listening to my gut when I was just like, I shouldn't be expanding this as much as I am. So we finally had that conversation, and that's when we hit the hard reset. And although my stress increased a bajillion fold, I've only had one other time where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And I took a step away for the day. I was visiting my parents, and I was just like, I want to work on this while I'm visiting my parents because we have such a tight deadline. And then I hit a point where I was spiraling. I was like, I'm not producing anything, and nothing's going to be good that I produce because I'm not enjoying it. Yeah. So I took a day. I took one day, and I said, I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to think about it. Just one day. And when I came back, I was fully rejuvenated. I wrote the chapter. Like, chapter 7, by the way, is the chapter. Spoilers. And it was good. Like, it was good again. But even though I've hit that point, I've never stopped having fun. Good. The whole time. Like, even though there was the stress of the deadline and everything like that, it never ceased being an enjoyable thing that we were doing. And I think that's the most important thing on if you're worried about a deadline, is that making sure you're still having fun, even though you're trying to hit a tight deadline. Because once it stops being fun, your readers will know.
Yeah, like chapter 8 that I wrote that I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here, Darcy. Go back and fix this.
Which is so funny because you had like this, like, when we were on the phone, you were like, this would be so funny and this would be so funny. And then you were like writing it and you're like, I hate this.
Yeah, because I got like in my head, I know the vibe I'm going for. And then in practicality, I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, what?
That's me with chapter 4. That was me with chapter 4.
Is it really? I almost want to take a stab at 4 because 4 sounds fun. 8 or 10 or whatever I was doing is not fun.
Right, go right ahead. I think there's like a page and a half, 2 pages of it already written, but you can.
Yeah, a little farther than that, but yeah.
Yeah, you can take control of that one.
Let's take a stab at it. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it for deadlines. I know this isn't like earth shattering, but it's kind of also just an update of where we're at. Yeah. Of like, we've been working on this novella. We've been, plugging away. Unholy Vows will still be the focus, but we wanted to be able to like get something out.
Yeah, and I mean, it's our first published thing. It might not take off. The only sales may be me and Lauren and our family members. Like, there's a large possibility.
Giving it to each other.
Lauren, here's your influencer box.
Don't you dare. I'd be so mad at you if you do that. Like, no.
That would be so funny, actually.
No, I won't open it. No. Oh my gosh.
And you know what, though? Even if it's just us, we still did it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably the most important thing. And we had fun doing it. Because always giggles, always laughs. Honestly, like, I don't think me and Lauren go like a conversation without just like laughing. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it's annoying for everybody else by now. That's fine. We're just having fun. We're getting stuff done. We're enjoying it. Yeah, we're having fun. We're getting stuff done. And also, I will say one thing too is that like we did not go into this project and us podcasting it is not a normal way I think a author would tackle a book. Like, and that's fine, but I think there's an element too of like we came into this with being like, what are our deadlines, and we're gonna write this book by that deadline. Like the novella is a smaller example, but like for Unholy Vows specifically, of being like, this is around when we need to have this done by, kind of a deal. And so,
fun fact, originally Unholy Vows was set to come out on October 31st.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that one. I'm too tired to remember.
We pivoted.
You pivoted, okay.
I'll have to go back
and listen to that episode.
Yeah, because we had been working on it and writing it, and then we were like, both of us didn't feel like the story was being told properly. We pivoted, and then within 2 weeks of pivoting, we were like, it'd be really cool, a novella.
Oh my gosh, we're so scattered. All right, no more novellas after this. Unholy Vows.
Oh, wait, hang on. No more? Not even after Unholy Vows?
No, until Unholy Vows is done.
Oh, okay.
And you can go do that other one that you really want to do.
It's like, but I got my little baby.
Yeah. No, you can have, that's fine. You can do it. Just Unholy Vows first. It's like, oh my gosh. Darcy, you emailed me or you texted me or whatever, and you were like, ding, 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 ding. Also for the novel, ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. No novel. No novel. It's novella. You forgot an L-A at the end of that. Novella. It was like, don't talk to me about the novel till this is done. I was like, I can't think of anything else. There's one thing.
Yeah, one thing. And hopefully, by the time this episode airs, it will be out. And you guys can read it and let us know what you think.
Absolutely. 100%. And I also know I'm saying one thing, and then I also listed like 5 works in progress earlier tonight.
It's everybody's a work in progress.
It's a process. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so I guess there's not like a ton to say about deadlines and everything like that. It's just we made a promise to ourselves and to you guys that we wanted to let you in on this process, and we'd give you updates as we went. And although this is a little bit more of a laid back, laxed episode compared to what we let out in the past, it's an important episode, in my opinion. It's a good update.
Yeah.
Because life comes at you fast.
There's just a lot.
That's a commercial, isn't it?
There's just a lot. And also, I think we avoided rabbit trails quite well on this episode.
We did, actually.
We might be normally half of an episode of rabbit trails. And this one was pretty tight. Stayed on point.
Except for the 12 minutes where we had to start
We don't talk about the 12 minutes that don't exist, that are not on this episode. Don't ask us about the 12 minutes, guys.
Yeah. Ask us about the 12 minutes. I'll give it to you.
No. Save it for the 10-year vault unlocking or something. I don't know. Think of marketing, Darcy. Think of marketing.
Oh, no. No, just the novella. Nothing else right now.
All right. That's fair. All right, fine. All right. Well, to summarize what we said, set deadlines, but set good deadlines. Because a bad deadline will discourage you and be unproductive. What makes a good deadline? It doesn't even need to be time-based for a good deadline, as far as like, I must finish a thing by this time. It could even be like a check-in point. And I think a good deadline includes, a time frame so that you know a start and a stop, so you have some good data. And it includes being realistic about what your life restraints are. And you can do word counts, or you can do time. Time and setting up your processes is super valuable. So yeah,
just
that's about it.
Show up. Showing up is the hardest part, but it's the most important.
Yes.
And be easy on yourself. Be kind to yourself. It can be, we're our own harshest critics. And you might set yourself up and not realize that you set yourself up to hit the roadblocks that you do with your deadline, but just be kind to yourself if you miss them. It happens.
Darcy's a lot nicer than I am about it. I'm like, hit your deadlines.
Lauren bullies me, guys.
Oh my gosh. Don't start that rumor.
She's like, why aren't you writing today? You should be writing. I didn't see you in a Word
Don't
doc at
start
all.
that rumor. When have I said that?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Tell the people the truth. They're gonna think I'm so mean. They're gonna be like, gosh, why does Darcy put up with this woman?
I put up with her because she puts up with me.
Somehow the two of us are gonna manage to write some things.
Hey, this time next year, you guys might be seeing our names in the movie credits, and
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, but first we gotta write that novella.
Shh. It's already written.
Yeah.
It's done.
We have to release it.
It comes out tomorrow.
Oh, right. My bad. Anyways, we should wrap this episode up. Darcy, where can people find us if they aren't familiar with us?
Yes. All right. So you can find us on Instagram at Misty Morning Stories or Darcy_Michaela or Untitled Working Podcast. You also can email us at untitledworkinpodcast@gmail.com. We are on TikTok with Untitled Working Podcast. And then if you wanted to, for Nano, or just the Unholy Vows novel itself updates, you can find us at Unholy Vows Stories on Instagram and TikTok.
Mm-hmm. We don't have all the different platforms, but we have all the different handles on like 2 platforms.
Yeah.
Did you just realize that's like 5 Instagram handles? And then some TikTok? Oh, dang. Did you hear that?
Was that a ghost?
No, I don't know. That's Kennan's ringtone, but I don't know. It's on Do Not Disturb. It's just the Mando. It's the Mando sound effect. No, then
through the speakers, it sounded like a ghost screaming.
No, I promise. It's just Kenan. It's not his ghost.
Dang it. Sure.
I hope so. It better not be
Edgar Allan Poed it. He's in your floorboards.
No, I want my husband. I don't want him as a ghost. I want him as a person. No, that's weird because my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so I don't know how that came through. Weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Anyways, we're almost done.
Yeah. But, yeah. And we say it every time, and we'll always say it. Just remember, everybody's a work in progress.
It's a process. See you later.
See you next time.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. I could drink a Celsius and then go right to bed, so.
See, normally I can't too, but if I'm not working on set, I'm not burning it off the way I think I am.
That's
so then
fair.
like my body's tired or my brain is tired, and then I go get in bed, and then it's like, nah, just kidding, we're still awake. Let's think about all the things.
Yeah, I think it's part of the ADHD of it all, that caffeine just like helps me focus, so like I can just sleep if I drink it.
Dang, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's probably nice.
No, because during the day I'm like, I'm so sleepy.
Tired.
And yeah, it's like, drink coffee. I'm like, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do daily squat, mister.
It's just really warm.
It's just really warm. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need an iced coffee. Maybe warm coffee makes you feel too cozy.
You would think so, but I have a very vivid memory of being half asleep in my parents' back seat right after drinking an iced coffee, and my mom going on this whole long thing about how she doesn't understand how I fall asleep after that much caffeine.
And then you're like, ADHD, Mom. Then they went back.
Get me tested.
Oh, that's so funny. Dang. All right, I'm gonna intro us if you're ready.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. I'm looking at the camera so I can introduce it. Okay. This is going so well. We have one more episode, just one.
Okay.
We can do this. All right. We don't need to make this a really long one either. All right. Hey guys. Wait. I start with, hey guys, welcome. Stop laughing. It's not funny.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what? At least it's always a good time when we get to hang out.
We spent, yes, very much so. We spent all day doing this. I should have it by now. All right.
Well, to be fair, I have been
You've
doing
been
it.
introing it. That's true. That's fair. All right. Okay, we got this.